Hi there and welcome to Celeb Hut. You all, I simply realized that Kim Kardashian is feeling justified by the ongoing show happening with Kanye West and Bianca Censori in light of the fact that it sort of demonstrates that she was correct not to trust Kanye's new spouse, Bianca Censori, around her children, particularly North. Kim has been getting hauled over this for over 18 months now, with many fans calling her out for being a harsh ex anyway. This immediately changed several days prior when Bianca was named in a dreadful claim against Kanye. The claim guaranteed that Kanye supposedly presented his representatives to some not-so-okay for the office content. Bianca was likewise exposed for a few frightful and frightening ways of behaving around. She is confronting some serious intensity over it, well to no one's surprise. Kim made a move to toss some shade at Bianca, and it appears as though she spilled some disturbing tea about how Kanye and Bianca have supposedly been presenting North to unseemly substance. This is one wild story, so we should get into it. So Kanye is known for being somewhat odd, yet his union with Bianca was a significant stunner since it was something that no one might have even seen coming. I mean, he vanished from the general population view in the wake of verging on getting dropped, and the following thing, we realized he sprung up with the new spouse, Bianca Censori. He was spotted all over town, and he had a ring on his ring finger, and a few insiders affirmed that he had for sure gotten hitched to Bianca secretly. Kim promptly began concealing the tar out of Kanye on her Instagram stories, which implies she indeed had no clue or thought regarding it. She originally posted this statement saying, "I'm actually my tranquil young lady, period. I don't have a lot to say. I only have a lot to do." She likewise said, "Simply recall that the black sheep typically transforms into the goat. Continue to win, and individuals who like to see you win will assist you with winning." Recall that a source additionally uncovered that Kim and the Kardashians had no clue that Kanye was in any event seeing another person. The source guaranteed that the family was stunned by the marriage and said the family isn't accepting this as a marriage. Yet they don't have the foggiest idea what it is they doesn't know, assuming it is a Peacher stunt they are holding on to check whether he petitions for the papers they are anxious, since in such a case that it's genuine she would be in the kids' lives. At first, reports headed that Kanye and Bianca's marriage was great, and that the things that were among Kanye and Bianca were superior to they were among Kanye and Kim. A source said Kanye West's new spouse Bianca Censori manages everything, including his everyday timetable and all of his business undertakings. One more insider addressed the US week by week and made statements that couldn't be better for Kanye and Bianca, and they're doing astounding. Kanye feels like he at last met somebody who genuinely gets him and loves him for the individual he is. Bianca praises Kanye on such countless levels, and he appreciates and regards her perspectives. She truly keeps him grounded, and he's feeling quite a bit improved than at any other time anyway. It didn't take well before fans sorted out that some obscure stuff was happening in the marriage, and it was surprisingly frightening. It would seem the Kardashians were not by any means the only ones who learned about the relationship via web-based entertainment, in light of the fact that Bianca's companions and family likewise figured out the same way, gaining from online entertainment that Bianca had gotten hitched, and that had individuals giving Kanye and Bianca the side eye. Now various sources have attempted to safeguard Kanye's choice to maintain things mystery, saying Yahoo has been a superstar for a considerable length of time, and his most memorable marriage was to somebody who lives nearly all day before the camera. Bianca and Yahoo have an entirely unexpected energy. They are exceptionally private, very warm, and completely dedicated to one another. I think the two of them appreciate cutting out time that is only for them, but it didn't take well before fans understood that the marriage was strange as F. And it began with Kanye dressing Bianca like a person in a grown-up film. She used to dress regularly prior to meeting Kanye, yet when they got hitched, her style was out of nowhere different, and she did a 180. I don't know what to call her ongoing style, but it's odd as F. Most definitely, for quite a while, individuals felt like she was Kanye's, and that he was abusing her or driving her to do things that she didn't have any desire to do. One of her companions addressed her from day to day, Mel saying Yana I is stuck and her companions are attempting to save her, yet nobody can do to barricades Kanye has set up around her. Everybody is very concerned. This isn't who she will be. She is a fantastic, straightforward, and exuberant individual who has never needed to keep her mouth shut, so it just so happens. She isn't permitted to talk out in the open without Kanye's endorsement, And it makes sense why she appeared to be reluctant to talk in this video of her that circulated around the web. Goddamn. She appeared to be so sweet in that video, and fans felt terrible for her since we generally accept that she was being compelled to be with somebody that she would have rather not been with, and the circumstances possibly deteriorated when news sources guaranteed that Kanye was controlling, and that things were more regrettable than we realized. The source said Kanye has a bunch of rules for Bianca, which incorporate never talking and wearing what he believes she should wear. This positively makes sense of the unusual outfits, but in some way or another, that is not even the most awful part about this since it deteriorates. The source likewise said she is additionally expected to eat specific food things and to resolve despite the fact that Kanye doesn't figure out he has had the option to control tactile totally on the grounds that he purportedly persuaded her that they're regal. She has no psyche of her own any longer. Supposedly her loved ones attempted to stage a mediation. However, it turned out badly. She was persuaded that her companions were only envious of her since she was hitched to a VIP and they didn't have her well-being at heart. An insider said a couple of her companions were at long last ready to contact her. Yet she wasn't keen on talking, nor was she inspired by anybody's interests for her, be that as it may. Through this show, Bianca and Kanye appeared to be pushing ahead and they began investing increasingly more energy with Kanye's children, particularly his most memorable little girl North. There are reports from insiders that North truly prefers Bianca, and from the vibe of things the inclination is shared. They have been spotted clasping hands in the city, and a source uncovered that North feels that Bianca is really cool. This made Kim very agitated clearly, and the insider asserts that Kim thinks Bianca is getting excessively near her girl, and she is most certainly envious of the new lady. In Westlife, it's actually a horrible co-nurturing with Kanye. This is simply one more wrench. Yet not long after this, she had a meeting and guaranteed that Kanye was making co-nurturing a troublesome expense. Arian saying that he was not a current dad for their four messes with. It's like co-nurturing, it's truly hard. You know, and like you're not co-nurturing with just anybody. Better believe it, for the calmest, least demanding. Yet I had the best father, and I had the best recollections and the best insight, and that is all I need for my children. As long as they can have that, that is what I would need for them. You know, so like she likewise took a few tricky actions, like how she ventured out in La wearing a camo coat that had a place with Kanye. Kimry made Kanye's focus on the tea. However, that is not even the most out of control part. Kanye initially wore the outfit on North's 4th birthday celebration, which implies that Kim dug through 6 years of garments to view it as the ideal one, to send Bianca an unmistakable message. Insignificantly, plainly, she didn't need North around Kanye and Bianca, and with the things that we just looked into, Kanye and Bianca, well, I surmise Kim could have had a point. Things began to self-destruct for Kanye and Bianca after his previous colleague Laura Piso had emerged to guarantee that Kanye was a jerk who mistreated her, as indicated by Lauren. Kanye purportedly recruited her for some presentation time of his Yeezy-style brand, and that went pretty well. She guaranteed that things went so well that he even employed her to deal with a hardly any tracks for his collection. However, we don't know precisely exact thing he recruited her for, particularly since she wasn't credited by any means on any tracks or on the collection overall. Lauren guaranteed that her co-nurturing relationship with Kanye went so well that he chose to overhaul her job and recruit her as an associate contribution, her $1 million yearly compensation. Now, before you imagine that this is common, this is a standard compensation for a colleague. As a matter of fact, the information shows that most collaborators make under $100,000, so Kanye paying $1 million was Seuss to begin with. While being a superstar right hand could seem like enjoying life to the fullest, with all its style and charm, truly they're not precisely swimming in real money. It resembles an instance of sex. Okay, in mirrors making, you can't help thinking about what's truly happening in the background anyway. Lauren guaranteed that Kanye before long became controlling, and he attempted to guide her with her own life. At the time, she had a main fan account on hand to help herself, and she was forthright about it. Yet Kanye before long requested that she shut down the record, offering her an extra $1 million, which she acknowledged in light of the fact that that is a truckload of cash as per reports. Lauren was basically supporting herself as a possible profile in 2021 when she met West. She says he recruited and employed her to deal with the main line of his Yeezy Ladies design line, and they wound up teaming up on 3 tracks from his Day collection. Pisha has no proper credit on the record anyway. Wes, In this manner, recruited Pacoda as his own collaborator with a yearly compensation of $1 million, depending on the prerequisite that she was accessible. She says she consented to the terms. Pacoda guaranteed that things would be cool between them until 2022, when Kanye pulled a 180 on her. She guaranteed that he began to guarantee that he had picked a divine way of life. Subscribe cr3ep for more videos.